think you know it all. Talk will only take you so far before you have to prove it. This time I'll watch you lose it. You're out of line and out of time. Just walk away while you still have your pride. If you're man enough to fight, then you're man enough to fall. What are you gonna do with your back against the wall? You played the game so far, now come reclaim your prize. There's no escaping this time. I will watch you fall. I will watch you fall. If you're man enough to fight, then you're man enough to fall. What are you gonna do with your back against the wall? You played the game so far, now come and claim your prize. There's no escaping this time. You're just a know-it-all, but I know you're gone, and I will watch you fall. Watch you fall. It's cold outside, but I'm not worried for tonight. I shut my eyes and I'm alright. And if I fall, you'll catch me. They're waiting now for me to stand and make them proud. I know I'll make it through somehow when I have you to guide me. And now I see I am surrounded. I am the silence in the road. Just a figure in the dark. Is this red cup before the storm? If I fall, you'll catch me. Push me back up on my feet. Be the strength inside of me. A burning fire that you feed. I need you to know it wasn't clear to me before. The gravity of what you You see the good inside of me, even when I cannot believe. I see it all through you. You're right. No alternative. This is exactly what I need. You made me lose its sleep, but at least now I see. I am surrounded. I am the silence in the road. Just a figure in the dark. Is this red cup before the storm? If I fall, you'll catch me. Push me back up on my feet. Be the strength inside of me. A burning fire like you. I brushed it off, pushed it aside, but I was looking for you. I'm always looking for you. I brushed it off, pushed it aside, but I couldn't help. I was looking for you. Yeah, I was looking for you. I am surrounded. I am the silence in the road. Just a figure in the dark. Is this coming for the storm? If I fall, you'll catch me. Push me back up on my feet. Be the strength inside of me.
And welcome back, everybody, to Wednesday Night Racing Action here with the Vigilante Racing League. We got ourselves the second half of a doubleheader, and this is the big one. This is the Vigilante All-Star Race. You had to win or get lucky to get your way here, so we got a 16-car field all ready to get going here. We're under qualifying conditions at Michigan, and boy, we're going to have to break these rules down segment by segment as we go along for you, because they get a little crazy here. But other than that, it shouldn't be too bad. Should be one heck of a fun night, as we got ourselves a great group of drivers here. Going to put on a lovely show for you all. Just like last time, I am Alan Brown, and I'm joined in the booth by Mr. Alan English. Alan, how you doing tonight?
Good, man. I've been reading over the rules and what we're going to be doing tonight, and it's not really too complicated. I mean, we'll break it down as we go, but what they're doing tonight, they're doing stage racing tonight, and they've got it separated out into 4 different stages. We're going to have winners winning money each stage. After the first stage, we're going to have some eliminations going on, and we're going to have random EOLs going to the back. So it's going to be a lot of fun is what it's going to be. It's just stick with us. Bear with us here. We're going to explain it as we go, but it's going to be an exciting night of racing. The all-star race, these Vigilante guys, we've been following these guys for a whole season now. And everywhere they go, it's entertaining. And, here at Michigan, it doesn't get any better than this with these trucks, so it's gonna be a blast tonight. Stay tuned.
That we should, as down there on pit road once again is Adam Turner. Adam, I assume they took away any of the truck keys that you had found from the last chance qualifier race, so I don't think you'll have a chance to sneak into a ride here tonight. But hey, man, you're still having some fun down there on pit road, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're scared, let's face it. But I'm going to give them some keys to win. And I think if any of them have listened to me, I'm pretty correct with this track. I don't know much about anything on any other iRacing track because I usually lose, but I have won here more than once. And talk about complicated. English was down there using his slide rule from Louisiana before the race, trying to figure out all the stuff that's about to happen. I'm confused. I'm not going to lie. But it's going to be fun because there's money on each segment. People can be booted basically on each segment. And it's all about the cash and driving fast, turning left, and having fun.
That it is, as qualifying is still underway here. We do actually have some race info here tonight, as the weather looking pretty good, so not too worried about track temps or anything like that. Just a nice sunny, partly cloudy day, and that's bringing us to that key to the race, which is watch the cold tires. We saw that a bunch there in that last chance qualifier race just a little bit ago, and man, oh man, those cold tires, they'll bite you every single time.
That was a huge issue during the last chance qualifier. One of those guys that raced their way in, Rob Green, we did see a couple of times on some restarts that he was pushing those tires to their limit on some of these restarts, and some amazing saves. I've never seen a guy drift a truck that far around the track without smashing into the wall. But Rob Green, one of those guys that made it in, Dave Hot Rod Maybury, John Herdzik, and Albert Anderson all raced their way in to this all-star race, and I think you want to cover a little bit more of that, Mr. Brown, as we talk about our fan vote and how all that went during our last chance qualifier.
Yeah, and the 5th and final person that made it into the race here tonight was picked by you guys, the fans, which is honestly the most important probably pick of the season here, and by coin flip, because we had a 2-way tie for that position of the fan vote. Dustin really was able to get his way in. Dustin being one of those guys And I've raced with a man, especially at plate tracks. He is deadly just throughout the season and whatnot. He just hasn't had the luck to be able to pick up an actual win, but maybe looking to pick up a couple stage wins here tonight.
Well, I mean, we know he can drive, so this is not quite the super speedway that he likes, but it does have some super speedway aspects. 2 miles. Turn 2 is, you got to be very careful as you get out into the backstretch, and then 3 and 4 is kind of a wild card. You have to know how to save tires and know how to work that corner. That's the money corner, I like to call it. 3 and 4. It's kind of a wide, there's a lot of space there, but there's a lot of room for error as well. So that's where I win my races right there. 3 and 4. You got to know what you're doing.
As it looks like all of our drivers have qualified. 16 people eligible here for the All-Star race tonight. And man, all 16 of these guys have a chance to win some big time money tonight. Let's go ahead and tell these drivers, or tell these fans, what's in store here for segment number 1, as we got our first segment of 20 laps coming up here in just a few minutes.
Yeah, thanks to Matthew Jones for joining us on YouTube, as well as Brandon Hughes and Michael Adamson. Did you want to go over the rules to?
Yeah, that was kind of
Is that what you were setting me up for? I'm sorry.
Yeah, Mr. Smart, the smart guy that had it all figured out. Yeah.
I
Give
was
us
already
the rules.
looking at the other screen. So we're going to have a 20-lap segment here. The winner they're going to throw the caution flag at the start of lap 20. That's when they're going to freeze the field, throw a yellow, and the winner of segment number 1 is going to earn $25. And we're not going to have any eliminations, but we will do a randomizer for the top 8 positions to see how many get automatic EOLs. So we're going to do that after each segment. We're going to have a randomizer, and it's going to tell us anywhere between a number between 1 and 8, and that's how many of the front runners will get an EOL. And then lap 24, we're going to go back green and do 30 more laps for segment 2, and we'll get into the rules for segment 2 when we get there.
If you get it right. But look at the big brains on English. Thank you. You got to it, and that's exactly
just
how it's
barely. I needed some guidance, didn't I?
Well, you were drifting off into space, but I do want to hear.
I was doing the social media thing.
But hey, that's the important part. I hope these guys and gals watching are ready for this race, because it's going to be a lot of fun.
That it will be, but the grid is now set, getting ready to start running our way around here to get to that first green flag. Starting this one off, Timothy Pope up there at the front, getting pole position here for stage number 1. Following that by the number 2 of Albert Anderson, who won his way in that last chance qualifier just an hour ago. So Albert already trying to make use of his good fortunes here tonight. Kelly Keel in the 01 will be starting here in 3rd, with Eric Klafka driving the 88 machine starting in 4th. Jeremiah Burke has no gimmicks needed to his name. He's driving the 753 as always, starting here in 5th, with the 33 of Jess Vaught starting here in 6th. You have the 81 of Jonathan Osborne starting in 7th, with the silent assassin Mike Adamson driving the 51 here in 8th. In 9th, we have the 12 of John Herzik, and rounding out the top 10 is Mr. Ricky Wittenberg driving the 55.
Jack the Ripper Dixon in that 07 truck starting in 11th. Dustin Reilly, he was our coin flip fan vote winner and made it in 12th. He'll be starting 12th tonight. Dave Hot Rod Mayberry will be starting in 13th. Josh Bittner in the 84 starting 14th. Michael Everidge in the 82 will be starting 15th place. Rob Green in the 91 will start 16th. And that's your field. And, man, this is going to be fun. They're starting to roll off now.
That they are, as we say, a big thank you to Ricky Wittenberg with his D&D racing graphics. If you ever need a truck, car, or whatever paint scheme made for that, man, he does some great work. I know probably out of all these cars in this field out here, probably at least half of them, if not more, all run paints made by Ricky. So definitely go give him a shout out. But also his real life, real money business out there, which is the Keller Williams of Johnson City, Tennessee. Go ahead and give him a call at 423-444-0454. If you need a realtor in that Tennessee area or across the country, he can definitely help you out. And man, he's been one of those guys down with COVID for quite a while, man. So definitely, if you need a realtor, go think about him, because he'll get you a realtor or himself to help you get that home that you want or need, and that is something you do not want to do alone. So, Ricky, thank you.
Yeah, Russ Endicott and Andrew Hansley joining us on Facebook. Thanks, guys. They're always some guys. And Albert Anderson's pop saying, "Let's get it, Albert." Glad to see his son race his way in, starting on the outside of row 1.
Yeah, he did. He did a great job, and looks like we're gonna stack him and rack him for the first one of the big show there, Brown.
That we are. The pace truck is down 2 by 2. They come to this green flag. Tim Pope, Albert Anderson leading us off here across the line, getting stage number 1 started here with some green flag racing down and running into turns 1 and 2. Man, look at that 753 taking it 3 wide right off the bat. He is not waiting around. He's driving on that apron like it's just normal part of the track.
My God, he made it stick too. Incredible. I've never seen anything like that. Jeremiah Burke below the line, using every bit of that apron while he's speeding up. And look, he gained several spots with it.
Yeah, shooting his way all the way up into third, as Albert Anderson had a great run on that outside, was able to get around Timothy Pope, but now they're back side by side as they came across the line, heading back down into turns 1 and 2. First lap officially in the books. Man, look at this cluster of 16 trucks that we got going around here tonight.
16 of the best, man. And Peyton McGowan pulling for the 84 Josh Bittner out there.
Yeah, and their tires are just now starting to get kind of worked in. I think they'll probably get a good 5 laps out of these things before you're going to start seeing some issues. You got to have to take care of them. I know it's only 20 laps, but still, or 19 laps technically. So.
I tell you what, the 91 of Rob Green really did learn that lesson after that last chance qualifier round that he was in. Kind of taking it easy out there, let that tire pressure build up. The 91's doing great. He's sitting, where's he at? He's right there in the back of the pack, but staying safe out there, staying with everybody, staying in the draft.
That he is, as Timothy Pope had got that position back on Albert Anderson, but still Albert not letting that one go. Same thing with Kelly Keel. He sees a wide open bottom lane. He's going to take it. Look at the run that he's got, shooting his way all the way from 3rd or 4th all the way up now side by side with Tim Pope, fighting for this lead on that bottom line.
Got some mid-pack action too, some 2 wide here from the middle towards the rear of the pack. A lot of trucks side by side. Guys trying to kind of feel out that bottom line and see how hard they can run it without eating their tires up too bad. Adam, you've run here a lot more than us. Talk about running that bottom line. Does it eventually kind of eat at them tires?
Oh yeah, you can't do that too many laps. You're just gonna have to. I like to ride kind of middle to high. If you're running 1 and 2 low, you tend to drift as you're coming into 2, and that's where we've seen some incidents when it tights up here in the backstretch. But these guys look like they really got a handle on it. They must have been watching me race.
Man, they are side by side, pretty much all the way through this field. We still have all 16 drivers all within, call it a second of each other. I mean, that's the whole pack as Kelly Keel and now Jess Vaught trying to fight his way up through into this front. He's fighting on that low line as Kelly's able to slowly inch his way up in front of Tim Pope as Tim Pope closes that gap, trying not to let maybe Jess Vaught try to sneak up in there as well. But there you have the 12 of John Herdzik, one of those guys that won their way in that last chance qualifier. He's up here running in third, trying to get himself a good money finisher tonight.
John Herdzik's one of those guys that we don't talk about him constantly week to week every Wednesday night, but he's one of those guys he's a hard worker, and he put the time in. He really put the practice in, it looks like, because he performed great during the last chance qualifier, earned his way into this race, and he's making no bones about it. He's out to try to win some races and start with this all-star race. He's doing a great job out there.
Well, they're holding it pretty good too wide in turn 2. Some of those guys that actually raced earlier might have learned a little bit.
Andrew Hansley joining us again on Facebook saying, I love Albert Anderson's paint scheme. Yeah, he gets a lot of comments on that. A lot of these guys that run the patriotic schemes do get a lot of positive feedback from it. It's the 81 of Osborne riding that white line.
As he was going 3 wide as we were taking a ride around there with Mike Everidge. Mike Everidge stuck there in that middle. Man, oh man, these guys are definitely working harder than that real Mrs. Poindexter, as you'd like to say there, Turner. And you got...
he stole it.
I stole it.
Stole my line. Oh, blasphemy. I like it, though. At least that line
He's
works.
learning something, yeah.
Yeah.
As we got Jess Vaught and Kelly Keel up here at the front. Timothy Pope just behind them. And then Albert Anderson just behind him. I mean, other than that, we got ourselves, just a whole lazy Susan of people going on in the middle. You got Jeremiah Burke, worked his way up to third, now down to fifth. You had John Herdzik, who was up there fighting for the lead, now back down to sixth. It's, I think we're now getting to that point. We're just about to be 10 laps in that tires are definitely going to start being felt here tonight.
Yeah, you got a couple of guys towards the rear of the field kind of playing it safe. Ricky Wittenberg's one of those guys in that 55. He wants to do what he can to move up as many positions as he can. But running that middle to outside lane, just like you're talking about, Adam, trying to take care of those tires for this first segment.
Oh, once we got a little bit of contact there in the middle, the 82 of Everidge goes around. And we got cars inside of cars here. The 82 still stuck out there on the track. It looks like we're going to stay green, though, as everyone's able to get through that and keep on running by the looks of it.
Yeah, it looked like Bidner just turned him, and I don't know. There was no ill intent there. But Osborne got caught up in that as well. That was pretty bad. Yeah, I'm surprised that wasn't a caution there.
Yeah, they went. Jess Vaught explaining it on the race radio, saying, "Hey, man, everybody went down below the racing line, and as long as it's safe to run, they're going to continue to run." Thank you, Connie Goodman, for joining us on Facebook. Connie's pulling for the 81 of Osborne, who was just involved in that incident. But it's a long race. He's one of those guys that we know how he can persevere. He's definitely got a fighter spirit, that's for sure.
Yeah, a great story on iRacing. Y'all need to check it out on the Vigilante Report. Check out the interview with Jonathan Osborne. Really cool. Looks like they're having a little argument at why there wasn't a caution. There was a caution. It doesn't matter. We're going to keep rolling. We're going to have the segment will end at lap 20. So let's keep going. Everybody's still going to have a chance at this thing. There's no reason to get too upset this early in the race over a couple of dented up cars. Or trucks, shall I say.
The 728 of Timothy Pope, maybe saving up those tires, is starting to go to the bank to use them as he makes his way around the 01 of Kelly Keel. He's now trying to chase down that 33 of Jess Vaught, who picked up that big win at Milwaukee, and it was an absolute dominating performance there from Jess. So Jess, he knows how to drive, and he's now got that 728 of Pope, who we know knows how to drive, coming right up behind him here in stage number 1.
I love that old Harry Kent 33 skull paint. Albert Anderson using that low line to make a pass on Kelly Keel here as well.
Yep, and
He knows how
that's
to get
just
around here, don't he?
that's the money. I love
You
3
been
and 4. That's
talking to
what.
him? You been talking to Albert?
No, I don't. No, I mean that's America's driver. Why would he talk to me? He's
Oh, 'cause
big
you're
time
an
now.
expert at this track, man. This is-
Well, he doesn't need my help. He's probably those real NASCAR drivers. Everybody loves him, man.
As Jess Vaught and Tim Pope went side by side for just a moment there in 1 and 2, but Jess able to continue to have that run on the outside as we're just down to 5 laps left to go here in this first stage. Don't worry for Bittner, Everidge, and Osborne, as they will be able to get wave rounds here once when that stage caution comes out. And there are no eliminations here in stage number 1. So everyone will be making it through. The only question is, who will be winning that first $25 here tonight in this stage?
Unlimited fast repairs here, and they're waving everybody they can around each stage. So, yeah, this is one of those races, this all-star race, you can't give up because you've got a chance. Just hang in there, do what you can. As Dustin really looks low on the 01 of Kelly Keel. Let's see if he can make that stick. Kind of ran out of momentum there.
Just a little bit, as Tim Pope was able to get around that 33 of Vaught here now with just a few more laps remaining. Let's see if Vaught still has enough tires to maybe make a little second attempt at it, as Albert Anderson, who might have saved a little bit of tires there with his teammate Jeremiah Burke, now trying to come back up through this field.
Boy, this old Pope guy, he knows how to win, doesn't he? Kind of running away with it so far at the end here. But
I've heard his name a time or two.
yeah, I mean, it's just like he did save his tires, and then now he's kind of pulling away. But hopefully we'll see some guys catch up here and have a little free-for-all at the end of this first stage.
Well, you got a couple of these Omega guys running together. You got Eric Klafka now running in front of Ricky Wittenberg. This back pack is they're not real crowded up together. They're running with 3 or 4 truck lengths in between each other, but they're kind of looks like they're just kind of playing it safe. They're just kind of riding around right now because they know this is not an elimination round.
Yeah, and you know what? They also remember that at the end of this one, we're going to pick a random number, and that's the number of top 8 drivers that are going to get an EOL here. So no matter what, I mean, Tim Pope's getting an EOL. So he's going to pick up, a win and some $25 extra here tonight if he is able to maintain the lead that he's got on Jess Vaught right now for the next couple of laps. But he will be going to the end of the field no matter what.
So the big question is, Adam, you can chime in on this because this is your track and everything, but hey, if you're in second or third, are you going to go ahead and just short pit it? Because you're going to get an EOL anyway, probably, and you're not going to win any money finishing second or third. So do you go ahead and short pit? Like right now?
You mentioned that, and I like that strategy. I don't know if these guys have thought it out like that, but they should have. I mean, because that's definitely a great plan. Why not?
Because they're going to be hurting for gas. They might as well pit now, because in the next segment it's going to be 30 laps. They're not going to have enough fuel to run the whole thing if it stays green.
Yeah, we only have 60% fuel in these trucks. There's a lot going on here.
And
Strategy.
speaking of the next segment, Tim Pope getting ready to come across the line. The white/yellow/checkered, whatever flag is waving. Tim Pope wins the first stage and gets 25 smackaroons there. Good job there, Tim, right off the bat. And our random number, if one of our carrier pigeons here can take a quick jog down to the race stewards, is 5. The top 5 drivers will be getting an EOL here tonight.
Oh, that makes it interesting. Albert Anderson's going to be one of them. He's going to have to go to the back. So
Yeah, so Tim Pote, Albert Anderson, Jeremiah Burke, Jess Vaught, and Mike Adamson all getting EOLs here. Once when they get this field all situated back together here, and like we said, that's the gamble now. Is these guys are going to start facing elimination here at the back of this field.
Yeah, they're going to eliminate the bottom 2 drivers at the end of this stage that will end right around lap 54. They're going to shoot for going back green on lap 24. That'll put the end of the stage at the beginning of lap 54.
yeah,
You guys want to do we pretty much hit everything. You guys want to do a rule rundown for segment 2? Or?
oh man, that'd be great. And I know the guy that can do it.
So, segment 2, we're doing 4 segments tonight. The first segment, we didn't have any eliminations at the end. That's not the case moving forward now. So, segment 2 is going to be 30 laps instead of 20, which is more than a fuel run. So, even if they go green the whole time like we did during segment 1, these guys are going to have to make a fuel stop sometime, especially if we don't get a yellow flag. So, this segment will end right at the beginning of lap 54. That's what they're shooting for. They're going to throw that yellow flag and freeze the field. And then the last 2 finishers in segment 2 are going to be eliminated. They're going to be sent to the trailer. So they're going to be gone. The winner's going to win $25, just like the first stage. And we're going to do another randomizer between 1 and 8, and those guys are going to get EOLs. So we may see some pit strategy. We're going to see some pit strategy. I mean, it's a given, I think. I think we're going to see some guys maybe try to split this second stage, but it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see what's going to happen this stage and stage 2.
I'll tell you what I'm hoping for is Brown's internet and it's everything not to crash like it did last night when you screamed at me for about 5 laps when we were doing
Just the
audio.
the radio, man.
Audio only. Man, my ears are still ringing from that.
I'm sorry about that. We did have a question. Albert Anderson's pop on Facebook saying, "What's an EOL?" So sorry about that, Mr. Albert, but we use a lot of race vernacular on here. An EOL is an end-of-line a penalty assignment. So basically, just to kind of mix the field up. Normally, it would be because you sped on pit road or something like that. So it's a penalty. They give in NASCAR an end-of-line penalty. But they're doing it during this all-star race just to kind of mix the field up, rotate guys around, and it kind of mixes up some of the pit strategy and makes it more interesting. So thanks for the question. Great question, Mr. Albert. Thank you for asking.
Yes, indeed, as Andrew Hansley on Facebook's there saying that was actually interesting last night, the radio broadcast for a few minutes. So we who knows? Hey, NASCAR, pick us up. We'll jump in there, be part of your radio team.
Oh, I'm free
Well,
on weekends.
If I don't have to work with Gordon or Boyer, I'm good.
Well, we're the Gordon and Boyer.
Oh no! I
Yeah,
never
we're
saw
the
it before just
yeah.
now.
I don't know which one you
Yeah,
hate
you're
worse,
right.
but you're probably him. So then Mike Joy,
It's cold.
that's Brown. So Mike Joy's a professional. So
Yeah, he's
solid.
he's legendary.
As we get everybody all stacked up here, trying to sort through the craziness that is going on here. It's just kind of one of those things where I wish iRacing software, and I'm sure Lori's wishing that iRacing software has had a little bit more smartness to it, trying to get everything all figured out here with getting those 5 people back towards the end of the field. And man, Rob Green's still sitting in the pits. He's been in there for a good 2 minutes there. I wonder if he's maybe taking a little bathroom break or something.
Hopefully he didn't uncheck his fast repair. We've seen that happen before. In fact, we saw it during the last chance qualifier. Somebody accidentally did it. I talk some crap up, but Clint Boyer seems like he'd be fun to hang out with.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think so. I have nothing against any of them, and I would gladly work with them at any point in time. That's Mr. English that's feeling that some kind of way about
I
those two.
try to work well with others, and just judging from his time on Duck Dynasty, I think I could hang out with Clint Boyer and get along with him.
Yeah, I'm sure they're fine.
The rest of them, we'll see.
Yeah, it looks like they're just trying to re-rack this thing, right, Brown? I think the way the EOL penalties and all that stuff kind of probably confuses iRacing a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit, but they're working things out and getting things done. Like I said, it's one of those. I wish the iRacing software was a little smarter than this. But Laura's doing a heck of a job getting it all sorted out, getting us ready to go back to green flag racing here with stage number 2 coming up. But yeah, this I was telling Ricky, this reminds me of the days when, oh man, this was the early days. I was driving the Kia Optima in like a British touring car series league, and that's what they would do. They would do like a 25-minute race, and then their broadcasters would spin a wheel, and that's how many drivers they would invert the field. And instead of just 8, though, that wheel had all the way up to like 32 or however many cars there were. So you could have finished last in one of those, and then you'd be starting the next segment. But it's completely different trying to do it all within the same session here. As I think we're going to go around one more time, just allowing everybody to catch back on up. Getting one more wave around in here. I think that's Rob Green, so he is able to get back out on track, get back out on, and he's now back onto that lead lap as he loops his way back around. So I think we should be going back to green flag racing here.
Yeah, and this segment is going to last until lap 54. When they start lap 54, that's when you're going to see the next yellow come out and freeze this field. We'll have another $20 or $25 winner, but then we're going to eliminate the bottom 2 finishers. So, man, keep your eye on the back of the pack now and then, just to kind of see who we got back there.
Yeah, that we will need to, as Mike Adamson finds his way back there. Albert Anderson's back there, just fought. Jeremiah Burke, Tim Pope is all back there too. So, yeah, we got quite a few of those big names that did really well here in segment 1, but they're going to have to fight through a ton of traffic to work their way up to get a good finish here in this second stage. It'll be interesting to see if Jeremiah Burke can have that bottom line work out the way he did last time.
Yeah, well, what's interesting to me is it's just an all-star race. Nobody's fighting, when do we start the season? I want to see some real fights. This is for too much fun. I don't want to always have fun. I want to have anger.
Down the road.
Okay.
It's like the pace truck is jumping off here.
That it is. So Eric Klafka and Ricky Wittenberg starting this one off side by side. Pace truck rolling down that pit lane. So the green flag is back up and being waved. Green flag racing here. Stage number 2 now underway as we shoot it down into turns 1 and 2. Looks like a pretty clean start here. Getting a little more staggered than we were on that first restart. I think maybe people realizing this stage is going to be a little bit longer. I'm not going to burn my stuff up too quick, even though there's gonna have to be a pit stop, but maybe they're trying to make that pit stop a fuel only, gain a little bit of time on pit road to try and get a good finish and avoid that bottom 2 spots.
There's a little bit of checkup on the inside line there, but we're going 3 wide up here. Not anymore, but right there at second row. I think we're about to see it again, and we're about to go 3 wide again maybe here.
Oh, almost, as the 37 is all over that back bumper of the 12 of John Hertzik, who made a great move down low, pushed it 3 wide, is able to get up here to the front. He's now side by side with the leader, Eric Klafka, as they come down this back straightaway here. And they're definitely not saving tires there. John Herzig, he wants to be out in front as much as possible to avoid that elimination spot, as Ricky Wittenberg and Dustin really go side by side right behind him.
Yeah, and all that's going on. The 728 is just moving his way forward. Timothy Pope, I think he wants to win all the money.
That is definitely a possibility there. He can almost certainly do that, as the two of Albert Anderson trying to follow him through as well, working that bottom line right now on Dave Hot Rod Mayberry, now catching up to Josh Bittner there in that 84.
Yeah, Chan the Man 72 said, I had the broadcast in radio mode and had to drive to work tonight, so he got the radio experience all the way from the start. So thanks for what you do, Chan the Man.
Yeah, but
thanks for listening to us.
He had Brown talking, not you screaming into everybody's ear.
As we are 3 wide up here for third, Dustin Really, Ricky Wittenberg, Kelly Keel, as a little bit of door contact was made side by side, trading some paint. And man, not a lot of color change. All those trucks looking to be fairly close in color, involving some sort of blue, but made a little bit of contact there.
Yeah, that was Hot Rod Dave Mayberry and the what was that, the 753 of Jeremiah Burke. No gimmicks needed, Burke. A couple of guys using that apron. We don't see that a whole heck of a lot. I think these guys may be using that apron just to let guys around, not trying to use it to pass.
Check up there in turn 1, Brown. Did you see what happened?
Just a little bit. I did not see exactly what happened, but it could have been just someone getting a little tight in there. I mean, when you're in the draft like these guys are right now, that dirty air affects that truck a whole bunch. The only person who's really not dealing with it right now is Eric Klafka. I mean, John Herzig really isn't either, but he's also not necessarily on the line that he wants to be on down there all the way at the bottom. He is definitely going to be using those tires up.
Yeah, that's not a place he wants to be right now, as he's got 4 trucks to his outside, all kind of working together, getting a little bit of draft help from each other, but John Herzig stuck on the inside, at least for now, until a couple of guys come up behind him and help him.
Yeah, they communicated well, and it didn't cause any incidents. They actually spoke to one another on the radio, saying, hey, check up, and they all did. And looked like pros out there tonight.
Communication is kind of the key, when even inter-team communication, telling guys, hey, man, watch out. We got a checkup going on.
Man, is Hot Rod Mayberry and Mike Everidge right around here with Hot Rod come into contact a little bit there, but able to keep things rolling down the track, aiming that nose of the truck the right way around here. As they've got Tim Pope breathing down there next, trying to make his way forward even more through this field. And, knowing that pit stops are going to happen at some point here, who practiced their pit stops?
That's a good question. As Everidge has, looks like a tire mark on the passenger side of his truck. It looks from that incident you mentioned. But, man, really clean, fun racing. And if we can watch out of turn 2, you can see as these guys get close to each other, there's a little bit of movement. Just a little bit of movement. I think it's air off the spoiler and the way that corner is situated. So it's always something to look forward to is turn 2.
It's and kind of a little wash or something coming off them trucks. You touch on it quite a bit, talking about how these trucks, if you could really see the air, what was going on with it, I mean, there's a lot of turbulence and stuff coming off the flat back window and the flat tailgate and stuff off of these trucks, and that spoiler and everything. It really does disturb the air, doesn't it?
Oh, I mean, not only that, but look at the front of the truck. I mean, we're talking about driving a brick around here at 180 plus miles an hour, so you can only imagine what kind of forces are being implied there by all that crazy aerodynamics and whatnot that these trucks do have. As Eric Klafka continues to lead this thing around, followed by Dustin Really looking to try to maybe pick up a win here in stage number 2. you do have John Herzig there in that 12, man. He is starting to fall back fairly quickly as the 55 of Wittenberg, the 753 of Jeremiah Burke already made his way up through this field from
we got a couple trucks scraping the wall back here.
From getting that EOL. Oh, man, as Dave Mayberry almost snagging that outside wall, able to save it, but that's going to hold up the 728 and allow the 33 of Jess Vaught to sneak up through here in the inside, side by side with Timothy Pope. This is for a battle for 7th here as they're riding around old Hot Rod there.
Herzig's kind of falling back a little bit. He may kind of wore them tires out. We'll see here. As Adam, I did break out my abacus, and I did figure out that probably if these guys want to split the stage, they're going to have to pit around lap 40.
I had an abacus record too. They were
Not
amazing.
That's
Oh,
ABBA.
no. Oh, okay. Hey, you
That was a
mentioned
good one, man.
you
That was
mentioned
good.
you mentioned tires. This is where they're falling off for sure right here. As you see, a little slippage up there and a little bit in front of Pope. Looked like Ricky Wittenberg. Man, I got you there, didn't I, Mr. Louisiana?
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
But yeah, I think we're having some tire fade here, and hopefully nobody has an incident before we have some green flag pit stops.
As Ricky Wittenberg looking to the inside of Dustin really here, trying to get up into 3rd. He's got Jeremiah Burke sitting right there behind him, and Timothy Pope, winner of stage number 1. He's trying to claw his way back up through this field as well. You got Jess Vaught maybe losing a little ground there, had an aggressive push on that bottom line, and it might have hurt him there in the long run. But like we said, still have those pit stops coming up, which you, if your abacus is correct there, English, should be only here in a couple of laps that we'll start to see these guys coming down.
So Russ Endicott, who's one of our guys, our strategy experts on Facebook, always joining us, he says, run to try to be in the middle at the end of this stage to give yourself the best chance at having a lot of good track position at the start of the next stage. He said, play it like the Bud Shootout, He said the last stage is the one that matters the most, but he said in this case, man, I'd pit a little bit early, take 2 and fuel.
I like that. I like that
That's
strategy
pretty damn
for sure.
good strategy, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's on to something.
Oh no, did something happen to Mike Everidge in the 82?
I'm looking for the 82. I don't.
Ooh, Pope just hit the wall.
Pope hit the wall. So did the 33.
So did the 33. He's able to jump all the way down. Thankfully, this track is very, very wide on that back straightaway. He can use all of that room and then some to safely get back up on track. But that now cycled Pope back through to the end of this field. He's now back there.
Oh, here comes Vaught.
As Jess Vaught doing what you thought he was doing here on lap 40 coming down pit road. So we're now starting to see these guys maybe cycle in here as Eric Klafka pretty much from the get-go here as Kelly Keel using that apron as much as he can to help that truck get turned through the corner just a little bit. You got to be careful doing that, but it can definitely aid you. Tries to chase him down.
That's interesting. I don't know what happened to Everidge there, but he will be eliminated. Looks like bottom 2 in this segment will be eliminated. So I think we're
Got more
now.
takers coming.
Yeah, they're coming on down at this point.
Ooh, that's pretty damn close to a speeding penalty. It's hard to judge when you're not sitting in the truck looking at a tachometer and a speedometer. Some of these guys look like they're cooking it in where that yellow cone's at, or green cone.
Then pit road speed, I think, is 55 here, correct?
Let me use my abacus.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yes,
I mean,
correct.
even if it was 45, these guys are doing 150 plus coming off of that corner, so they got to get that thing woed up big time. And man, they did a good job there. Jeremiah Burke, Mike Adamson, Dustin Reilly, Albert Anderson. So a good chunk of those Limitless Esports guys. Same thing with Tim Pope coming down, doing a great job getting everything all wound up. But Eric Klafka still out there riding around with Ricky Wittenberg and Dave Hot Rod Mayberry. Those are your 3 guys that have not pitted yet here. All trying to maybe push it as long as they can, thinking, you know what, maybe if we can just wait that little extra lap or 2, we'll have fresher tires here coming towards the end, as here they come down pit road now. So now it's going to be a race to see who's able to come back around and take the lead here, as Tim Pope looks like he was able to lead the charge from his group that went into the pits, as here comes Jess Vaught in that 33. He pitted very early. He's coming around here with, I think, Kelly Keel on his back bumper, all trying to get up here, as Tim Pope, man, quick pit stop in 8:57 on that time. So
Yeah,
I can tell you, no, he didn't even take 2. I sat there and watched him. He took fuel. That was it.
Good call down there on pit road. Thanks, Adam.
As Jeremiah Burke coming back into pit road, I wonder if
Speed penalty, I bet.
speeding penalty, or if there was a fuel bug and they didn't fill that truck up.
Yeah, that's terrible. And I was watching Pope, and I didn't see him lift the truck up for tires. I saw him just get fuel. If there's some kind of bug in iRacing, I don't know, but it looks like they're kind of running around him a little bit.
So now it looks like Burke's going to do what I would have done probably, is just sit there, take 4, take fuel, take everything, because you know the field's going to have some EOLs at the end of this stage. So might as well get in there, get a full service.
Well, his problem is he's now in that bottom 2. So unless he can get a lap back from a caution or something and make up a position, he's going to be eliminated at the end of this round.
Yeah, you're right. Good call. Oh, man. You know he's praying for a yellow right now just so he can get a lucky dog and get back on the lead lap and maybe fight for some survival here.
Yeah,
These guys up front are doing one heck of a job too, aren't they?
Yeah, just to give himself a chance, as we had Tim Pope side by side with Dustin Really. And, man, you got to think with Pope, he's, even with old tires, you know, he's at least going to move on to the next round. But, you know, the next stage is going to be about the same length of 30 laps. Do you think he's going to learn from that and be like, yeah, man, I gotta take at least 2, if not 4?
I bet he does. All these guys are taking little mental notes as they go. Josh Bittner in the 84 machine. Pate McGowan's got to be happy about that, because he just set the fastest lap of the race, a 39:20. Good job out there, Josh, man. He's running.
Driving that blue 84 Vigilante Omega Ricky Wittenberg special there, running around in third, trying to make those sponsors happy. I know he's doing a heck of a job out there. He wasn't making a lot of noise early in this stage, but man, he's one of those guys, especially during the regular season we were watching, you know, when green flag pit stops came into play, that's when he really made up some ground.
Yeah, he really did shine then. Adam, that's not an easy thing to do, hit your pit box perfect every time and stuff, but some of these guys just got a knack for it.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a lot of practice. I mean, I watched Timothy Pope's entire, how he came down off off the track on the pit road. It was perfect. It was amazing. For some reason, he didn't take tires, and I think that's costing him here in this little section of the race.
So Eric Klafka just smashed Josh Bittner's race fastest lap here with a 39:07. The 88 of Klafka is on a run, son. He's using that draft and trying to move some trucks. Looks like he's looking low here as we go through the tri-oval.
Yeah, looking low on the 37 of Dustin Really, but we got to take smashed out of the vernacular here when racing, because I was worried that we had an incident go down, but no, he's just
sorry, man.
putting in some hot laps there, trying to maybe get a little bit more momentum to build it up and go around that 37 as Jess Vaught continues to lead the charge up here at the front. But man, Bittner put on a big time hard race and pass on Kelly Keel. He's now looking to the inside of Jess Vaught here on lap 48. We don't have that many laps to go before the end of this second stage.
Bittner knows it's time to go. If he can get Keel to jump down there with him, I don't know, man. Vaught in that 33 Skull Machine trying to put a little side draft.
Oh!
Crossing him over on the backstretch.
Crossing him over, and man, that thing almost got breaking loose there, able to hang on to it as here comes a little bit of a charge from the 51 of Mike Adamson. Mike Adamson being one of those guys that knows how to drive this thing a little bit.
Silent Assassin's got his teammate with him. These Limitless guys. Well, Albert Anderson said, you know what? I know you're my teammate, but I'm going to make it 3 wide. Let's make it interesting.
As we're coming to the end of this stage here, just a little bit. Mike Adamson, Kelly Keel, you got Albert Anderson, Dustin Really all making a charge here. Everybody grouped back up in a big old bunch up here at the front. Still, Jeremiah Burke begging, praying, pleading, doing everything he can to try to bring out a caution here. But it, as of right now, does not look like it's going to happen as we are 3 wide kind of towards this back of the pack here.
And thank you, Will Bow and Peyton McGowan, all y'all on YouTube for joining us. We sure do appreciate you. And Russell Endicott said, might have been the wrong time for that move. Talking about his buddy, the 2. As him and Adamson probably should have stuck together trying to make something work there. And Albert Anderson's pop saying, heck of a chess match up here. Talent plus strategy equals victory, but a little luck doesn't help. Or doesn't hurt, I'm sorry.
I was going to
say, reading is hard, man.
Especially when you're from Louisiana. Man, that was tough.
Oh, man, that's a little bit of contact. Almost. Anderson in the wall. Oh, and there's the big one. Gets into Jack the Ripper Dixon, who I was about to say we really haven't talked too much about as they try to get everything back going around. Still green flag racing here as only a couple trucks involved there. So Josh Bittner is hanging on to this lead. Almost that caution that Jeremiah Burke really, really needed. But he's able to hang on out in front. Mike Adamson trying to chase him down as here we go. I believe this is going to be the white flag lap here on lap 53. Correct? Because I think they're throwing it at...
It should be. Yeah, it should be at 54.
So here we go. White flag lap. Josh Bittner hanging on out in front. Can he get himself a little bit of an extra payday here? You got Mike Adamson trying to claw his way up with Jess Vaught and Kelly Keel trying to battle it out. Jeremiah Burke, unfortunately, running out of time here. Looks like he and Mike Everidge will be eliminated at the end of this stage. But Josh Bittner through turns 3 and 4, coming down and across the line with Mike Adamson behind him and Jess Vaught. So that is your finish here for stage number 2. Bittner, Adamson, Vaught, Keel, Really, and Klafka.
Man, what a second stage, man. That was great.
But man, the stage ain't over yet because we also now have a random number to pick, and that is going to be the EOL. So is my carrier pigeon ready?
I'm ready. Hit me.
1.
Wow, 1. That's a little different, Brown. So we're only sending 1 at the back. Everybody else is basically going to be where they're at.
Yeah, so Josh Bittner getting the $25, but also being the only one getting sent back there to the back. But that is also the last EOL random draw segment of tonight's events. So everybody should be okay for that.
Yeah, the third segment, which we have coming up, we're going to end it right at about lap 88. We're going to go green at 58, and we're going to run it to 88. It's another 30-lap segment. It's also worth $25. But at the end of this segment, we're going to eliminate the bottom 4 drivers. There's not going to be any EOLs after this segment, but if you're in the bottom 4, you better fight and claw like you never done before to try to stay in it and try to get some money won tonight.
That indeed, as we continue to pace around behind this pace truck here. I'm going to imagine probably everybody coming down, topping up on fuel and tires. I know Tim Pope definitely needs those tires. He could see it on those old things that he really didn't have an answer out there for these guys. And like you said, these guys were taking notes. We have a very similar segment now coming up. So do you think people are going to do anything differently here? Do you think people are going to maybe do the same thing because it might have worked out for them here the first time?
Well, I think Pope is actually going to get tires this next go around. But other than that, I mean, you're definitely going to learn from whatever happened last segment. So, and hey, you're going to have to fight because the bottom four here are going to not going to survive. Is that correct, Mr. English?
Yes, sir. Yeah, the bottom four are going to get cut. And Peyton McGowan is very, very happy that Josh Bittner won that stage. But now he's going to be starting in the back, and he's going to have to work his way through to try to survive. But we've seen the 84 run so much over the last year or so. We know he's got the skills to do it. So,
well, not only that, but we saw it from that the pit stops he did, right? Like he absolutely did a perfect pit stop there in that middle of the run. I mean, he came in like 6th or 7th, and he ended up winning that stage. So he is definitely no stranger to maybe trying to put a little strategy into that game there.
So are these drivers really thinking back to last stage and saying, man, is splitting the stage the right way to go? I mean, it really did work out for a lot of guys. Look at this, a lot of these drivers that are running up front. The Silent Assassin and the 33 and Kelly Keel. Do you try to just kind of try to split that stage down the middle?
I'm not sure. I'm over here watching Jack Dixon in his second, going back to the pits. He
must have another penalty.
No, he rear-ended someone there coming out of the pits the first time, and it was Herzig, the number 12 truck. You look at the back end. The back end of Herzig's truck is not square and level, so hopefully it didn't hurt him.
Oh man!
But it looked like Jack said, "You know what? I'm gonna clean this thing up before we go back out." So we'll kind of see how that plays out.
Josh Bittner, knowing he's at the very end of the field, coming down again as well, maybe just topping off, being like, let me make sure that tank is full up to the brim, make sure all those fuel lines that he might have running through whatever roll bars he's got for that little bit of extra fuel's completely full, and he's ready to go here for stage number 3.
He's running a 2-inch rubber fuel line, probably. So if you break it down, if they want to split this stage, they're going to have to pit around lap 73. So let's see if we get some takers at lap 73 as the pace truck comes down.
Yeah, here it comes. Field being led by Mike Adamson and Jess Vaught. Green flags waving, and down and across the line we go. 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 into turn number 1 and 2. Still side by side. Neither truck getting really the best of each other there on that restart, but I would think the bottom line might have a little bit more of a run than the outside line here on this restart, but that's about the only time that you'll see that bottom line really work out with a run like that, as man oh man, with zero room of clearance, Mike Adamson able to get out in front of Jess Vaught there. Now drifting down, maybe throwing a little arrow block on that 01 of Kelly Keel, as Kelly Keel's making a big charge here, followed by the 728 of Pope, who's going to push it 3 wide up here for the lead right at the beginning of this first stage.
Jeremiah Burke joining us on YouTube saying, I don't think speeding in the pit was a good strategy. Yeah, we've seen some people get bit by that tonight for sure.
I got him sent right back to the hauler. Well, glad that he's joining us now.
As that 51 and the 01 still side by side with Pope and Vaught right behind them. You got Dustin Reilly and Eric Klafka coming up. Same thing with the 88 and the 81. The 81 of Osborne, who really hasn't made that much noise here tonight. He's been just kind of riding around. He's trying to look his way up into some extra money here tonight as well.
And speaking of money, just got to thank our race sponsor, D&D Race Graphics, and Keller Williams, Johnson City, Tennessee. Ricky Wittenberg, look him up. He can get you a house deal anywhere in America.
Yeah, even if you're looking to sell, I think he can help you out even if you're looking to sell. You know, sometimes you watch the news, they say, well, it's a seller's market or it's a buyer's market. Ricky can help you either way. So it doesn't matter where you live in the country. Give him a call. Look him up on Facebook too. And he can hook you up with he's not going to hook you up but with one of these fly-by-night people that say, you know, that throw stickers on your mailbox and say, we want to buy your house. He wants to do the real deal, you know.
I buy houses on the corner. Yeah, that ain't what we're dealing with Ricky.
He's a pro, man. That's who you want.
Man, it's really good racing, Brown. What in the heck is going on up front here?
Well, up at the front, we got a little bit of a spin cycle going on as the 51's trying to hold up that 728 of Pope. Just Fought still doing pretty good, sitting in third, with Osborne making his way up through this field still. Kelly Keel maybe getting stuck down there on that low line just a little bit extra too long. He's falling back just a little bit. Same thing with the 88 of Klafka, who's been trying to get that bottom line to work out for him, just not able to make up the ground that he wants. You got Albert Anderson outside of him, currently right around in 7th, doing a pretty good job. Maybe this time saving a little bit more of those tires and trying to get himself into a good spot to come down into those pits and maybe make up some ground on those pit stops, as these guys continue to make laps around here in stage number 3.
So here comes that EOL coming back to bite people. We know that Josh Bittner, he may be in that bottom 4 right now, so you know he's going to be fighting as hard as he can to try to move up, because the bottom 4 are going to get cut after this segment ends at around lap 88.
I don't see him being a part of that. He's too good, but anything could happen. He's still fighting his way up there.
I was going to say, he's now up into 11th. He's in that, as of right now, would be that first eliminated spot. So he just needs to make up one more position, and then he is safe. But someone right now on the bubble is the 29 of Dave Hot Rod Mayberry. And it's the same thing with Ricky Wittenberg. He's not too far off there as well. That's also the problem here now, as we're starting to kind of think about maybe pit stops coming up or something like that, as Osborne kind of getting trapped here on that bottom line. He's going to start being shuffled back a little bit. We've only got, 14 cars driving as of right now. So you need to be in that top 10, otherwise you are out.
Dave Hot Rod Mayberry in that 29, he was one of the fan favorites during our online voting period. So he's one of those guys. He's out there to prove himself, not just as a popular driver, but he wants to show off his skill as well. And he's doing one heck of a job tonight, staying in contention and staying out of that elimination window.
Yeah, well, he's got his work cut out for him, because I don't think Bittner wants to be there. And we got Jonathan Osborne that got shuffled back to potentially one of these guys could get eliminated. That's the cool thing about this, man. We don't know what's going to happen here. So we roughly have, 8 laps to go here, or before the fuel
Oh,
window?
as the 29 gets tagged
no,
by the
Rick.
81, the 84 gets involved in that as well. The 07 of Jack the Ripper Dixon just finding his way up into it, but everyone's still keeping their nose pointed straight, so we are still green flag racing here. That's going to cause an issue as Jonathan Osborne and Josh Bittner both able to tuck immediately down into pit lane, thankfully, but that is not when they wanted to come down into the pits.
Jeremiah Burke says, I'll be watching the broadcast. It's a little bit less stressful than actually racing in the race. He said, nobody is safe. He said, I just proved that nobody is safe in here. You've got to be perfect against this field. I mean, there's a bunch of talented guys out here. We talk about it week after week. You know, if you get a top 5 in this league, I mean, that's an accomplishment in and of itself because it's so competitive.
Yeah, I think we even mentioned top 15. Normally, we're driving around here with 35 trucks, 40 trucks. So it's the All-Star race, so kind of the best of the best here. So
Yahtzee, you're not kidding. It's a very talented field.
That is for certain as Mike Adamson continues to lead around Tim Pope and Jess Vaught. Everyone getting kind of single filed out. I think they're kind of staggering around a little bit, trying to maybe find a little bit of that extra air, help them around these turns. As they start to approach that, I think we're getting close to that mark of pitting in here. We're going to be going on to lap 70 in just a minute. You got Albert Anderson running up there in 4th right now with Kelly Keel and Dustin Riley sitting right up behind him. You got Eric Klafke and Ricky Wittenberg up there as well. And then you got a little bit of a big break between them and the 91 of Rob Green, Dave Hot Rod Mayberry, and John Herdzik, all trying to stay on that inside of that bubble here. But John Herdzik and Jack the Ripper Dixon in that 07 still currently below that bubble mark.
yeah, I'm hoping I didn't do the old broadcaster curse there on Bittner. He's going to have to scrap his way out of this one with that little incident he had with Osborne. Since there was no yellow flag, we'll see kind of how it plays itself out.
Yeah, I mean, the good news for him is I don't believe he is going to have to pit again, right? So he and Osborne, albeit they might have pitted a lot earlier than what they wanted to, as we now got people starting to come on down into pit road. They will not have to pit, so they should be able to get their lap back. The question is, will they be able to hang on with those older tires to keep it inside that top 10?
That's what I was getting at. I think they can, but that's what makes it interesting. There's so much strategy going on out here. Even though they got involved in an incident, now they have to kind of rethink the process, right? And looks like, they're going to figure it out, do or die at this point.
Yeah, that they are. Now, my question for you would be, for those two, do you drive aggressive here to then try to make up as much ground as you can, or do you try to save knowing that you got to make everything last for that long?
I think at this point I would drive aggressive until I didn't have to. You know what I mean? And until I thought I was in a more safe position. Then looks like Bittner's doing it. It looks like he's driving super aggressive as he's coming up on the leaders, and he's going to get his lap back the hard way.
And don't look now, that pit window is here. As soon as these guys cross and start lap 73, that's your halfway point for this segment number 3, which ends at lap 88.
Yeah, we had quite a few takers at 70, but the guys up top they're still going to need the pit. So that's interesting how this is going to play itself out. And the cool part about it is the bottom 4 are gone, so aggressiveness is going to be the key as we get to the end of this segment.
And that you are right, as Mike Adamson and Tim Pope currently still in that 1-2 spot. I got a feeling they're going to be coming down here any second. In fact, here they come now. Same thing with Jess Vaught, Albert Anderson, And Kelly Keel, looks like Dustin really missed the pit lane.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's not good.
So he's going to have to work his way back around. So for right now, when everything gets all cycled back and about, I think Josh Bittner is probably, well, will eventually end up taking the lead here when Dustin really actually gets down into the pits. I got a feeling, though, that was just one of those things where Dustin just didn't check up in time and maybe got a little loose under braking.
So it happens when you're playing Yahtzee. That kind of happens.
Oh, that is it. You can see the puff of tire smoke as he came down, taking a quick look at the replay. He came in extremely wide, and yeah, his truck just would not turn down into pit lane, and he just had to keep it straight into that grass. He did finally get into pit lane now, but man, that is definitely gonna cost him here.
Yeah, and thank you to Mysterious Simonessus, I think I'm saying that right, on Facebook for joining us. Pulling for Josh Bittner out there in the 84. Thank you for joining us. Man, these guys are putting on one heck of a show tonight.
Man, you ain't kidding. As Jonathan Osborne now sitting in that lead spot with Josh Bittner behind him. Those two getting entangled on an incident back on lap 65, and thankfully it happened pretty much right at the pit entry, so they were both able to dive on down without a penalty and get whatever things they had to do to get fixed up, put some tires on it, put some fuel in it, and get back out there. The problem was now it's an endurance race for those guys on those older tires, and we can see it a little bit showing up now as Eric Klafka in that 88 starting to catch up to them. Not much newer tires, only about four laps or so, but they are definitely hunting those two down.
Yeah, it seems to make quite a bit of difference, as now you've got Tim Pope down here pushing the 51 to Mike Adamson, trying to get inside and pass the 55 of Ricky Wittenberg to get to Klafka. These Omega guys running this outside line, they're pretty much holding their own, but some cats running that inside line, they're trying to push it. Oh man, that was some close racing between the 51 and the 55.
And maybe
don't invite the net code to come find you, you know?
Yeah, the two.
Oh no!
Oh man, no!
That's 81, the leader.
Jonathan
just
Osborne
got spun. Oh my goodness!
getting all turned around. Well, he's still got time, though. He can still get back up to speed, get back out there on the track, still trying to stay inside of that bubble. As of right now, he would be just outside of it by a couple spots, so he needs to put in some work to keep on up and catch those guys as the 51 and the 88 go side by side up here for the lead. Timothy Pope and Jess Vaught sitting right there behind them, and Josh Bittner doing a heck of a job, doing his best to hang on to this group.
So about 10 laps to go in this stage. You know who I found out who that was on Facebook? It's Simon the Cobra Regis from the HCK Beagles League. He's in here watching tonight, so thank you so much, Simon. He said he's got his money on Josh Bittner. That's who he's pulling for.
No, Cobra's from here, man. Cobra's from Vigilante.
Oh, it's from this one. Okay. I'm getting my nights mixed up.
Man, hey, dude, you work too hard. We're going to have to get you a break. Man, don't confuse all these different leagues that they love us. We got fans. Kind of like these guys have fans.
I hope he forgives me, man. I'm sorry, Simon.
No, he's not going to forgive you.
Man,
He's going to tell you to take you and your ABBA back to Louisiana.
Man, it's Tim Pope. I don't know how he went from essentially too wide for third there and is able to make up some ground and take the lead, but that's what happened. He's now back up there in front of Mike Adamson and Eric Klafka. Just fought Albert Anderson still hanging around up there as well. Same thing with Ricky Wittenberg and Josh Bittner. Kelly Keel trying to chase some of these guys down. Same thing with John Herzig. But right now, those two are safe. However, now the person on the inside of the bubble is the 91 of Rob Green, with the 29 of Dave Hot Rod Mayberry on the outside of that bubble, sitting there in 11th as the rally train horn continues to roll on by.
That was a train. Was that on top of you? Where did the train come from?
George Riccone chiming in on YouTube saying, "Hey guys, sorry I missed the race. George wasn't able to make the race, so Kelly Keel took his spot in the starting order."
I'm more concerned about that
I'm sorry,
500 mile an hour train in your yard.
Train track right behind me. I'm sorry about that, y'all.
Oh, it's funny. Hey, we got good race.
The rally train. That's what they
Yeah.
call it. The Louisiana Tech baseball games. They got a train track running just outside of right field. They call it the rally train. So
That's what Brain was.
that's a rally train action tonight. We got 6 to go.
That's what Brown was saying. Let's rally this thing up with that train and get it going.
As Tim Pope continues to lead the charge around. However, you got Jess Fott and Albert Anderson going too wide here just a little bit. Maybe trying to inch their way forward, knowing that they are safe. I don't foresee any of these guys up here in this main group, I would say the top 6 really, pushing the envelope too much because they don't want to risk, dropping below and hitting that bubble line and getting stuck with an elimination. So I expect to see those guys try to work something out. However, Dave Hot Rod Mayberry all over that back bumper of Rob Green. That's going to be the race to watch for as well. Who is able to stay inside of that bubble line? Rob Green is currently in. Dave Mayberry currently out, as we only have a few laps remaining here.
This is one heck of a format, man. When I was reading over the rules and regulations and the kind of the order of events tonight, I said, man, this might be kind of hard to keep track of, and people may not really understand what's going on, but it's really not that hard to figure out, and this has been very exciting. And the way they have it set up is it's intriguing. It's really cool to try to balance not just pit strategy, but you have the uncertainty of your resets.
Dave Mayberry just gets clear of Rob Green there, just by a hair of the bumper, able to get back around. But he's also got the 07 of Jack the Ripper Dixon looking. He's trying to fly up on the inside here, seeing these two fight along. And you got to remember, they'll throw the yellow right when the leader passes the line, so they need to get all this stuff done before that happens. Oh no, as Mayberry and the 91 get together, the 91's going to be crossing the line backwards there. But we're going to still be green flag racing as Mayberry getting involved in that, not able to fight back, losing a lot of ground now. So now Jack Dixon, who was a couple spots to the bad, is now just one spot in.
Man, all that mayhem and trains and screaming. That was wild what just happened right there. Still see smoke on the track from whatever was going on.
Yeah, as you can say the tables have turned. Tim Pope continues to lead up front with Mike Adamson still right there behind him, trying to shuffle his way through. Jess Vaught sitting right there as well. Same thing with Albert Anderson and Eric Klafka. Looks like Dave Mayberry going to be coming down into the pits, trying to get things fixed up and back and ready. And unfortunately, as of right now, it looks like he is probably going to be eliminated. Dustin really begging for a caution here, but running out of time to try to close that gap. 17 seconds behind that 10th and final in spot of Jack Dixon. So that pit stop really costing Dustin really here tonight, not able to pick up the win.
I guess Pope just wants to take all the money.
And did a pretty good job winning that first segment.
He did, as Pope continues to lead this charge around, catching up to that lap traffic there of the 91 of Rob Green, who's going to try his best to stay out of the way here, but still trying to make
look
up
at
some
Adamson.
ground. But there's lap 88. That was the final lap there that we just saw. That was my bad. I was not watching the lap counter. And so there is the final ending of stage number 3. Tim Pope getting the big time bucks again, winning those $25 and moving on. But we unfortunately will be eliminating 4 drivers here. That will be the 37 of Dustin Riley, the 81 of Jonathan Osborne, the 91 of Rob Green, and the 29 of Dave Hot Rod Mayberry.
Ah, sucks to see those guys get eliminated, but hey, man, that's part of it. That's part of this really cool format that these guys devised to get this thing going. Albert Anderson on Facebook. That's Albert Anderson third. Is racing this race. This is his pop. Man, good steady stage, no cautions. You know, really letting everybody race. Seeing what people can do under a green flag condition, and it's a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, I can't get my mind off of what I need you to do. To go down to the train station, make friends with all the conductors, give them like a 6-pack.
I only know one of them. I only know one.
You know pretty much everyone in Louisiana. So go down there and just offer a 6-pack. Not that, maybe slow it down by your house and not dial up the horn so much.
You know what that's going to do? That's going to cause them just to lay on it more. I'm telling you, that's exactly what's going to happen. But Russ Endicott joining us on Facebook saying, man, that's a really good talent that just got cut. And he's right. These guys that just got eliminated from this race are some of the guys that put on some of the best racing. But hey, man, this is a one race. This is the all-star deal. This is not a season deciding type deal. So, but he also said that Tenderfoot, talking about the 2 truck, is right where he needs to be. So, thanks, Russ, for all your insight and all your support over the past season and this off season. You know, these drivers really need all this support. Russ is one of those guys that gives it.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, you got eliminated right at the 4th round here. That's nothing to be ashamed of. This is the top, the cream of the crop here in this Vigilante Racing League. So, I mean, there's no real shame in it. Sit back, watch, check out the YouTube, listen to the trains go by and all that stuff. We're going to have a good final segment.
Jesus.
Thrown off by the train. Sorry.
So our final 10 drivers here tonight that's going to be running: Tim Pope, Mike Adamson, Jess Vaught, Albert Anderson, Ricky Wittenberg, Eric Klafka, Kelly Keel, John Herzig found his way in. Same thing with the 07 of Jack the Ripper Dixon, as well as that 84 of Josh Bittner.
So this last segment is going to be just a touch shorter, I think.
Yeah, I
It's
think
gonna be
they're
about 12 laps or 22 laps.
Yeah, I think it's going to be right around that 20 to 22 lap mark. I know it's going to be I think it's going to be a little tight there on fuel.
Yeah, they should go green at about lap 92. Yep, and the checker flag is going to be thrown at lap 114. So a short segment. They're still going to have to pit, though. This is 22 laps. This is more than 20 laps. They're going to have to pit for fuel. What do you do here? Do you split it again, Adam? Is that what you do?
I don't know. I mean, they are for sure they're going to need fuel here. I mean, I'm no mathematician.
Yeah, I think so, because I think they said if they ran green, 20 is pretty much all you're going to get.
Wow, that's tough,
So,
man. I'd split it. I mean, conservatively, I would split it right down the middle.
This is going to be interesting. We're going to see some guys probably press it until that engine starts to sputter.
but I'd split it and only get 2 tires. I wouldn't get 4.
So 11 laps, that puts it at lap 103. That'll split the stage, but I bet we'll see guys stay out hoping for a yellow as the pace truck comes down.
That it does, and Russell Endicott, our ever-knowing strategy guy, is on here saying fuel is 21 laps, was in practice, so these guys will have to pit, and man, oh man, stage 4 underway, and it looks like it will be a good one. Tim Pope and Mike Adamson leading this one around side by side with Albert Anderson and Jess Vaught sitting right there behind them. You got Eric Klafko lurking in the midst, trying to maybe just make his way up through. Now, the question is, do you even try to save fuel here, just from the get-go? And can you save essentially 2 laps of fuel?
No way. You're gonna go pedal to the metal, doing as much as you can to hold track position here. This is as Jess said it over the radio a few minutes ago. This is for the whole enchilada. You're going to go out there and run as hard as you can, and only pit for fuel if you absolutely have to, if there's a caution. So I'm going to run it until the tank's damn near dry.
As Ricky Wittenberg making his way up through the front, he's not going to sit around and be patient for anybody. Man, coming out here like a hot potato up right through the field into the lead. He gets around Mike Adamson and Albert Anderson, so 2 teammates working together right there in second and third, with Jess Vaught currently trying to get around that 728 of Pope. Same thing with Josh Bittner trying to work his way around and make his way in here. And like I said, the big enchilada, everything up to this point was worth $25. This one is worth $55.
So Russ Endicott's telling us fuel and tires halfway. Tires get you back at speed, but you'll need a partner. You'll need somebody to help you. I don't know if you need 4. This may be an instance where you take 2 right sides and
as we got car up into the wall, that's the 51, and the 2 getting beaten and banged around, but the 51 up into the wall, able to hang onto it. Holy crap, what a save.
That's teammates getting together, the 2 and the 51.
Yeah, it happens. You're trying to work with each other, and you've crashed me before. I think it was in Pocono.
Pocono turn 2. You've never let me. You'll never let me let that down, but
best friends, teammates,
dive bomb.
It'll be fun, they said. Yeah, thanks for killing me there in Pocono.
But Andrew Hansley says, if you're towards the front, go ahead and split the stage. He's one of those guys that believes that if you just kind of try to play it smart, play it conservative, maybe it'll end up being for you.
If you're in the back half, why not gamble? I guess you could gamble for that caution or something. I don't know.
As we are
been up a little bit.
Yeah, but you know what? We're also seeing as Anderson up into the wall there again. Another good save from keeping it from getting any worse there from him. But we're seeing something interesting from Pope. From the get-go, it's not like he was really pushing it that hard. Looks like he's trying to save it from the get-go. I think Pope is maybe going for the Hail Mary. Hey man, if I can save, I'm going to have enough fuel.
Oh, that would be interesting, wouldn't it? Then we'll all be dummies.
And meanwhile, Ricky Wittenberg, that 55 machine, fully recovered from his illness that he had. He's out there making a pretty damn good comeback. He's making a statement out there tonight, running both lines. He just moved up to the outside line, and he'll run wherever the running's good. And he's going to start watching his rear view mirror here in just a second as Jess Vaught and Josh Bittner kind of close in on him.
Yeah, Brown, we talked to him. You weren't there. He goes, I don't think he's fully recovered. I think this is going to wear him out at the end of this race. He's going to be tired, but he's really fighting it fighting through it here.
That he
Lap
is.
traffic here.
Getting, like you said, getting into that lap traffic. That's that 51 of Mike Adamson. So, I mean, the good news for Mike is he's now back out there in front. He has fresh tires and fuel right now. Actually, not fresh tires. He just came in and took fuel. So, he's at least going to make it. The question is, will anybody else pit? And like we said, I think people are going to try to pit. And that's going to be right around here with 11 laps to go or so. So we're going to see that in about 4, maybe 5 laps as Ricky Wittenberg still leads this charge around, followed by Josh Bittner, Jess Vaught, and Eric Klafka, all hanging on to this main group.
Chan the Man 72 saying, let's go, Ricky. Ricky Wittenberg got a lot of support out there in YouTube land. And
There's a bunch of lands out there these days, and a lot of misinformation out there. Don't believe everything you read or see on the internet, kids.
looks like the 33 got kind of trapped down low. He's got a couple of trucks. They're going to go around him on the outside.
Yeah, that they will. One of those was the 84 of Bittner, who made one of those moves to kind of maybe force that little bit of getting stuck there. With Ricky still battling here, Mike Adamson up in the lead. Man, Mike is really putting in the work to make sure he only stays, that one lap down, and hopes maybe, a caution can come out.
All right, I hear Albert, America's driver, talking about pitting here, so we're going to split this thing, it looks like.
So, Russ Endicott, what's he going to do here, bud? What are you advising Albert Anderson to do here?
Ooh, Jess Vaught looks like he just went down.
Yeah. You got Jess Vaught, Albert Anderson, Kelly Keel, and John Hertzik all coming down. So that leaves Ricky Wittenberg, Josh Bittner, Eric Klafka, Jack the Ripper Dixon, and Tim Pope out there still running around. So this field getting split in half. The question is Ricky trying to push it to the end, or is he going to pit?
Let's see
I don't
what
know.
Anderson does here. He is in his pit stall. And it looks like he's taking fuel. He may be taking 4 tires here.
More takers coming on down.
And here
He's
comes
got a 4-tire stop.
Here comes Ricky, Josh, and Eric. That leaves Jack the Ripper Dixon and Tim Pope out there.
Oh, man. Are these guys... I'm wondering if they're waiting on spotters to tell them, hey, man, everybody took 4 tires. Go ahead and just take a splash.
Man, that'll be the $1 million question, and this is why these guys get paid the big bucks to race here.
Dustin really on YouTube saying lap cars came around and blocked me, so I had to stay high. Old tires just can't turn down fast enough to dodge, cars that are running a little bit slow. It may not seem like a lot of speed difference, but when you're sitting in one of those cars with some brand new tires, yes, those lap cars come up in a hurry.
As Timothy Pope came down, so Jack the Ripper Dixon now the only one staying out as he's caught up behind some of this lap traffic that did come down and pit. And like you said, looking through these pit times, not a lot of people only took fuel. It looks like everybody took at least, 2 tires, if not 4.
Yeah, Russ Endicott said take 2 tires and a splash of fuel. But as we saw, his buddy in the 2 truck, it looks like he took full service.
Well, here you are now. Imagine you're Jack Dixon. You can see the relative or your timing behind you. You've got a 38-second lead over Josh Bittner there in second as of right now. Do you do what he's doing right now and just maybe ride around and save as much as you can, make it to the end, and who knows?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, if you're that far ahead, you've got room to maneuver. You've got room to test your fuel strategy. And why not gamble and hope for a caution? I mean, some of these guys coming in and out of the pits, some of these guys pushing each other like the 33 and the 55. Maybe you get a caution and maybe you luck out and then shut that engine off. As soon as you see that yellow flag going, you're going to shut that ignition off and just ease the clutch in and try to save some fuel and maybe win this race. So Jack the Ripper Dixon in that 07. Yeah, it's good on you, for doing something different and just throwing caution to the wind.
Man, as we ride around here with the Ripper, at least it doesn't sound like when we're riding around with him that he's lifting up that much, but it could be just a figment of my imagination because he most definitely could be doing that.
Well, he's definitely got to have some kind of game plan in place. He's still got, 7 laps here, so.
As he comes across the line, 7 laps remain. He still has that 35-second lead now to Ricky Wittenberg, who is trying to pass Jess Vaught and Josh Bittner and Albert Anderson pretty much all at the same time. Man, we got a big group of cars back here for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, all battling it out and trying to make something happen. And, yeah, man, if you're Jack Dixon, you can even lift more than what you're doing now. Because 7, almost 6 laps now, that's not that long for someone to try to make up 30+ seconds on you.
Yeah, and Russ Endicott says, he's watching Dixon right now. He said that Dixon is lifting. He's not just trying to save fuel, he's trying to save tires too, because if these guys come in and take tires, they're going to run you down, but Jack's trying to save both right now and try to save this race and the win.
And what happens to Jack if there's a caution here? What would happen? That's another interesting thing.
If a caution came out, that would be perfect for Jack, because I would imagine everyone probably wants to come down to make sure they have fresh tires anyway.
Yeah, that could be, but what if they don't? And he's got those older tires out there and a little less fuel.
Well, if a caution comes out, then...
It depends on when it comes out.
Yeah.
I mean, if it comes out with 2 to go, if I'm near the rear or if I'm Jack Dixon, I'm going to stay out and I'm just going to fight for my spot for a green-white checker. But if you're anywhere else, yeah, I'm going to take 4 and top off and try to make something happen.
Right. That was my point. I would imagine he'd have to stay out and just fight it out.
As the Ripper goes through turns 3 and 4. Oh, he is not going to make it coming down into pit road. So the strategy just not making it work for Jack. I guess it must have been, super close when he saw it, but now that he's out there on his own, realizing I am not going to make it, so he comes down into pit lane, and now his only hope is a caution to come out as Josh Bittner leads the charge around here in front of Jess Vaught and Ricky Wittenberg and Albert Anderson. Tim Pope is right there as well. Same thing with Kelly Keel. John Hertzik is right there as well. So we still have quite a few guys up here towards this front of the pack here fighting for this final stage win.
This top 7 is super close. I'm sorry, 6. Top 6 is very close. It's anybody's race at this point. I guess, Adam, you've run this track a lot. You've got wins here. What are you looking for late? Where do you want to be? Do you want to be high, coming out of 4 and try to maybe leapfrog or cross somebody up? What are you planning?
Ricky Wittenberg just
big wreck. Big wreck, and that's going to bring out the yellow flag.
I'll explain that to you after we kind of walk our way through that. But Ricky just got into Albert, racing incident.
He just apologized on the radio, too.
Ricky trying to get as high as he can to arc the corner as much as he can. and just snags that 2 of Albert Anderson. Hopefully he's able to drive it back around, stay on that lead lap, get a fast repair, and get it all fixed up. But here we go. We are now to that point of, do you pit? Do you take tires? Everyone should be good on fuel at this point. So what do? You got Josh Bittner up at the front. You have Jess Vaught sitting right there behind him. And of course, you have that 728 of Tim Pope lurking right there as well in third. Kelly Keel having a great race here. He's in fourth right now. Ricky Wittenberg's probably going to come down, get some damage fixed.
So everybody's got about, what, 9 to 10 laps on the tires? I bet you see damn near everybody come down. That's my prediction. I know we're still on the backstretch here, but I bet we see damn near everybody come down just to get 4 tires and get the hell out of there.
How many? Oh, there's no green, white checkers. This thing's going to end how it is right now.
Are they done now?
Oh,
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, man. Josh Bittner won this deal.
so Josh Bittner picking up a double extra payday here tonight, picking up the win over Jess Vaught and Tim Pope. Same thing with Kelly Keel and Ricky Wittenberg sliding into one of those final pay spots.
So we've got
So-
some randomizing to do.
So yeah, so we get to pick. So the top 5 all get paid.
Right.
The top 5 will all receive $15, second through fifth. So now we get to choose a driver between 6th and 10th. That gets a little extra payday here as well. As long as they're still running, which I believe.
Yeah, I think we're still. They might have pitted, but I think they're with us. I believe.
Yeah, there's some guys that are still waiting for damage fixed, maybe. Hang on.
No,
Yeah.
Mike Adamson is not out there right now, so that's going to be up to 9th place with Eric Klafka, the last car running.
Okay, right.
And so that lucky number is the 6th place finisher here, and that is John Herzig in the 12.
Look at him getting some money.
There you go, John. Congratulations, buddy.
Yeah, hey, kind of anticlimactic. I thought we were gonna have just a dog fight there at the end, but hey, still a heck of a lot of fun. I think we just had a blast. I mean, I wish we could have had a little green white checker here, maybe, but overall, this was pretty fun to watch, and I think it's
Cool the way
Yeah.
you had it set up, huh?
yeah, I think they put a lot of time and effort into how they set this thing up, and good job on Vigilante Racing. Check out Vigilante Racing Report as well on SoundCloud, and there's all kinds of cool stuff this league is doing.
Man, oh man, this was a fun night of racing. That was a heck of a night.
It was a marathon for sure. We appreciate all the support we get on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Thanks everybody for tuning in. And thank you also to our race sponsors, D&D Race Graphics on Facebook. If you need a iRacing car or truck painted, Ricky is an expert at that, man. Just look at half the cars in this field. He paints a lot of cars, and he knows what he's doing. And also Ricky Wittenberg, Keller Williams, Johnson City, Tennessee Realty. If you're looking to buy or sell a house, definitely get a hold of him, because no matter where you're at in the country, he can make that deal happen, help you out, get you the expert on site that you need to get the job done. So thanks to Ricky for that as well.
Yes, indeed. As these drivers take a little bit of their last little photo, get everything all squared away.
Man, I thought we were going to have a rally train come by and get us a couple more laps, but didn't
Well,
happen.
yeah, it didn't really happen, but
Maybe next time.
I hope not.
That was so awesome. I loved it. It was made my night. It made my night. Look at everybody just burning out, having fun,
There's
man.
a lot of rubber being burnt on
Yeah.
that front stretch right there at the tri-oval.
Yeah, why not? Because I mean, this is essentially the grand conclusion to what's been an epic first season for these Vigilante guys. I know the official season ended, about a month ago, but all these guys have stuck around, done some fun races, and there's even another fun race coming up next week. We got the Vigilante Games next week.
What? What's going
What's
on with
that?
that?
So off camera, they will
It's
be
not like IROC.
they will be doing kind of like an NFL style draft, and they will be drawing drivers and making their own little teams of however many guys show up and whatnot, and then the details on that are yet to kind of be discovered here, but how that's going to work out. But they're going to have a little race, kind of as a little inter squad Hunger Games kind of thing.
So they can find details about that. Probably going to get posted on Vigilante Racing League Facebook page. Probably
Probably.
coming up soon.
As we got some people here ready to get some interviews
All right.
underway. So let's start it off with the 728 of Mr. Timothy Pope. Tim, you had a pretty good run tonight, being able to make it through all of the stages. Even picked up some bonus money here tonight. How fun and how challenging was it, knowing that, man? Even at the beginning, we had 16 cars out there, but each and one of those 16 cars had a chance to pick up something here tonight.
Oh yeah, I had a blast tonight. It was struggle there about midways. I messed up there, hit the wall. Had to come back through there.
Well, he ended up winning 2 stages tonight, picking up $50. Are you one of the guys that did y'all practice green flag pit stops at all? Because we did see some guys get some speeding penalties tonight, trying to get that thing woed up to 55 miles an hour. Were you one of the guys that practiced it at all, or did you really think that you'd be pitting under yellow tonight?
Yeah, I thought we were going to be pitting under yellow. I didn't practice any pit stops at all. I just ran some green flag runs under the practice session there to see how the tire wear was.
Yeah, I think it was second segment, and I was watching you pit lane. I don't think you took tires. You think that cost you there? You kind of got passed up. I thought you were going to take segment 2 as well.
Yeah, I was going to, when we were having so many delays there, I was going to go in the pit for an extra little bit of fuel, and I took the tires off and I forgot to put them back on for that caution or that pit stop there. So that messed me up.
Hey, man, still a heck of a night. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, Pope, and I know we talked to you at the end of the regular season, and you're definitely looking forward to the beginning of the next one here for season number 2, and you're gonna, drive a little bit more aggressively, and really take the bull by the horns here. With the very little time left to go, have you done any practicing on the schedule that they announced at any of those tracks?
No, not yet. I actually just started back our racing since the first of the year this week.
Oh man, well, I'm sure we'll definitely see you up there and out there as this thing kind of rolls along. But hey, good job tonight there, Tim, finishing third in this final segment, and congrats on some of that money here tonight.
Thank you. We'll catch y'all later.
All right, we'll slide on up. We'll talk to the 33 of Jess Vaught, who came in second here in this final segment, who had a couple of segments there that he was looking pretty racy at. Man, Jess, I think tonight's stuff worked out really well. It was a pressure-packed race for a lot of these guys, especially when you started seeing eliminations come around.
Yeah, I don't know what it looked like on the broadcast. I'm looking forward to watching that, but it felt intense from the drop of the initial segment 1 green flag. I mean, we were 2 and 3 wide, I think, in turn 1 and 2. But yeah, it was definitely a lot of pressure. You could feel it was palpable.
Yeah, and stage racing kind of makes that happen, doesn't it? I mean, you guys had this set up and split into stages where it made things a lot more interesting. And we saw that old Harry Kent throwback 33 Skull Machine run up front quite a bit. What were your pit strategy things going through your head? Were you one of the guys that like to split stages? Because that's kind of what it looked like.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. I was like, okay, I will just split it up here. If I have to pit, I know I do. I want to stay on the freshest tires that I could possibly be on for the longest period of time. And sometimes that doesn't work out, because you got some guys in here that are very skilled at saving their tires. Tim Pope, Josh Bittner, Ricky Wittenberg, some of those types are very good at saving their stuff. So it's a gamble either way, but I'm definitely not going to sit there and follow the leader, because then I'll just finish behind the leader. So that's what I was going for. Split it, maybe not exactly splitting it, but pretty close. Try to undercut just slightly, maybe what some of the other guys are going to do, gain a couple positions of advantage with 1 or 2 laps into the pits before they go.
Well, whatever it was, it worked for you all night. You ran pretty much up front all night, so congrats on that. And what is the craziness that might be going on next week that we're talking about earlier?
So that's the Vigilante games. May the odds be in your favor. So what we're doing is we're taking the league. We've picked 5 captains, and those captains we're going to have backyard draw of folks. We're going to draft the rest of the league into our teams. So they don't even get to pick, the team members don't even get to pick what team they're on. But the captains are going to do that. And so it's a little bit of, inside baseball. Can the captains pick the right folks with the best skills so their team can end up finishing on top at the end? And we're working on, we don't have it all worked out on the point system. We're still going to finish that out this week. But it's going to be, I think it's going to be a hell of a good time. And we're running team trucks. So you'll be able to tell from the broadcast and in the booth, who's on what team very easily. It's very reminiscent and a throwback to the IROC days, which I really much enjoyed, back when Dale Earnhardt was doing it and Mark Martin. And you could tell and you clearly pick it out. Of course, they had their name on the side of the door. But in this case, we'll have, I'll have team green, for instance. All my cars and all my team are going to be green. So it's going to be a great time. We're going to come up with some shenanigans.
That's the heyday of NASCAR. When those IROCs were so cool. Man, I'm looking forward to that. That'll be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time.
Man. Well, again, congrats on having a great night here tonight, making it all the way through the eliminations and picking up a final round second place finish here tonight, Jess. I know you got your lovely wife, Lori, in here, who did another fantastic job up there in the booth admitting this entire show. Lori, congrats on a great season and a great all-star race here tonight. I know tonight was probably one of the hardest nights you had to work, getting everybody in the right spots and all the EOLs and wave arounds and all that.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm just glad to be back. We've been out of commission for a little bit, moving coast to coast, but it's fun to be back. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, and also I want to thank Lori. I mean, she's really put up with, she's dug into this. She didn't know what she was getting into. So she did a fantastic job this season. Looking forward to her admitting us next season. And I want to say thanks to the 4 horsemen of the league, the guys who got together and said, hey, let's do this. So Ricky Wittenberg, Kelly Cool, and Dave Mayberry and myself never expected this to turn out like it did. And it's just kind of all the factors coming together. And then getting the great broadcast team like you guys who really promote us, every week, come in and do a fantastic job on the broadcast, and we do appreciate you guys.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
thank you,
very
man.
much.
That means a lot, man. We really try to put as much as we can into it, and you guys make it easy. I mean, y'all got one heck of a league going. You got the formula right, and it really makes it easy on us. So thank you for that.
All right, thanks, buddy. You guys enjoy your interview with Josh.
All right, man. We'll see you. We'll see you next week, homie.
All right, take care.
Good night, guys.
And speaking of Josh Bittner, we'll grab him. Oh.
We had a technical difficulty.
I think I dragged
like
myself down to the broadcast waiting room when I was pulling
I've
Josh
been banned
up
more than once. So
oh man, that was That was a little different here as we catch up to Josh Bittner, who's been driving backwards around the track here after having himself a really good payday, picking up a couple stage wins here tonight. Josh, congrats on the couple stage wins here, especially the final one here, the probably most important one, which is always at the end of this race. But not only that, but we saw that pit strategy mind of yours come into play there in stage number 2, and man, you went from like 7th all the way up to the lead, and you basically never looked back. You even had a little issue there, and you were able to fight your way through it.
Yeah, well, first and foremost, I think stage 3, I got to apologize to my guy, Jonathan Osborne. I owe him, I got into him, so this last stage wouldn't have happened. I mean, even then, that was something unnecessary. I was listening to my Discord team chat, and I was trying to get behind him, and I just absolutely reared the crap out of him and turned him and ended his race early. So my apologies to him for that. But yeah, otherwise, it really was a great race. My pit strategy, working with like Jack Dixon, Eric Klafka, Ricky Wittenberg from Vigilante Omegas, we really had a great strategies all race long, and they really paid out. So second stage, I was able to run pretty well, and that final stage, I was able to hold on up front.
I love the tribute, the wrong way Polish victory lap that you're out there running. But yeah, man, picking up 2 stage wins, and the one that really mattered right here at the end, that's $80 in your pocket. Peyton McGowan, always online supporting. Are you going to take Peyton out for a nice dinner here in the next couple days? Because you probably should, with all the support you're getting on the social medias. What do you think about that?
Well, she's going to want to go out somewhere to eat. I don't know if it's going to be the old Dairy Queen Grill and Chill, or the local Domino's.
Better be a steak place, huh?
Yeah, the old Domino's Pizza Palace. But no, I'm going to run this thing out of gas. Going backwards on the track, it's just I had so much fun tonight, and yeah, no, that's probably where the money's going to be allocated towards after this.
You should be really proud, man. You really did a great job out there tonight. And talk about the Vigilante report. I mean, I think it's you and Albert Anderson doing it now, for the most part, with Ricky Wittenberg kind of going to a producer role. Where can these guys find you and find that inside information that you guys put out when you do your podcast? Yeah,
thank you. With the new podcast, well, since some people, we were going to do like an end of the season award show or recap, and then certain sickness went through and got a bunch of people. So unless if you wanted it to sound like a Smokers Anonymous meeting, we decided it'd be best to postpone the podcast, I think. So we're probably, I mean, I'll probably have to talk to Albert about this, but we're probably going to put it out next week. And yeah, and we'll be able to talk about some fun things, such as we'll recap the season and some of the races we've been doing, and get to talk a little bit about the new, so we have the VigilanteRacing.com as a new website, and for the Teespring store, and we also have now we'll have a Facebook group or a Facebook page, I should say. So VigilanteRacing.com is the official merchandise store for that. So I'll talk a little bit probably during the podcast about that too. But I'm really excited for season 2. Tonight was honestly a clear indication of just how talented and fun like season 1 was. It felt just like that tonight, and hopefully we can bring the best of that into season 2, and even with like throughout the season, the fun events we're going to have and stuff like this. And which again, thanks to Ricky, Jess, Kelly, Dave, Lori, especially. They did a fantastic job tonight. I enjoyed watching the Last Chance qualifier. It was a lot of fun just to be a part of. But I'm really looking forward to season 2, just across the board, like podcast, racing side, like on off track. It's going to be great.
Yeah, awesome stuff. Yeah, that sickness has hit my house too, man. That thing's kicking everybody's butt, but hey, we're fighting through it, trying to get everything back to normal, But I think besides the podcast and all the cool stuff, you should come up with a T-shirt, Dairy Queen Grill and Chill. I love it. That was
If they don't take me down for copyright like they
well,
did with the
you
Punisher
could kind
skull.
of, you could kind of,
You or pizza?
yeah, you could kind of mess with it, but yeah, that's a pretty awesome idea there. I would have to tell the old lady. I call her the COVID queen. She's the one that's been down for like 3 weeks with it. So
Hope they feel better.
yeah, she's doing better. But man, hey, awesome, dude, great league, great stuff. Had a blast tonight.
Yeah, I hope it was for as fun as you guys as it was for us, because I know I was listening to some of the other drivers. We all had a lot of fun with it. Win or lose, I think that the quality of the racing tonight was hopefully a sign of things to come for season 2.
Well, I mean, Josh Bittner, the 84 truck, you are the hard charger winner on top of winning, 2 stages and winning the race. You started way back in the back in 14th and ended up taking this win. So that's another extra thing you can kind of stick in your pocket.
Yeah, I'm terrible at qualifying, and this place is no exception. I feel like I just go down and lay muffin laps out every time. So at this track, but somehow when the green flag drops for the race, I get a little bit of talent, and the fairy dust kicks in or something.
Well, man, we'll let you go. Don't run too much out of field there. You got to try to get a ride down to Daytona, because we got an important race coming up on Saturday here. I know myself, you, Jeremiah, you got Jonathan Osborne, and a friend of ours, Greg Klein, racing in a Porsche in the 24 Hours of Daytona, and I know Jess over there has a team ready to go in that LMP2 car. And it's going to be an exciting weekend for Vigilante.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of fun moments. I mean, I'm going to be on a team with a guy I just wrecked in a race, so that's going to be a fun dynamic. No, but John and I are good friends. But it's going to be a really fun weekend. I'm sure it's going to be stressful at times. I'm sure we're going to be laugh. It was the one quote, was like, you laugh, you cry. There's going to be some of that. I'm going to have probably sleeping pills next to 5-hour energies, and I'll be buzzing and ready to go when it's my turn.
All right, man. Well, again, congrats tonight. Couple big wins, and we look forward to seeing you here on Saturday.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
All right, fellas. Well, that now concludes our official all-star race for the Vigilante Racing Series.
Yeah, man, what a great season. What a great couple of exhibition races and stuff that we've had. There's so much talent in this league, and we get to see it every week. And it really did show itself tonight. We saw guys racing their way into this race. We saw, the popularity of these guys online with the fan vote. We saw folks chiming in on social media, so thanks so much to all the support to make Vigilante Racing League one of the premier leagues in iRacing. So
yeah, it was awesome. And we heard a train. I mean, we saw we had it. It was a great time. It was a blast. They do things a little different here, kind of innovative stuff with iRacing. I think it's awesome. And they're just getting bigger, and better. And good job tonight, guys. And I had fun with y'all, too.
Yeah, man. No, it was a blast. As you can see here, the finishing order of events from people. Bittner picking up the win. Just fought second here, final stage. Tim Pope being able to drive his way through. Just a little shy there, finishing in third. Kelly Keel making it through all the cuts and into the fourth and final stage, finishing in fourth, doing pretty good. Same thing with the 55 of Ricky Wittenberg, who I know was definitely feeling it at the end of this one. So Ricky, hope you get better, man. I know you're still feeling a little under the weather there, and I can't wait to have you back at 100%. Same thing with the 07 of Jack the Ripper Dixon, having a great night, getting through all the stages to finish here in sixth. You had the 12 of John Herzig also making it through, finishing in 7th. The 2 of Albert Anderson having some bad luck late, man. I guess that number change hasn't helped you out that much. finishing here in 8th. You had the 88 of Eric Klafka finishing in 9th, with Mike Adamson in that 51 being the last car to make it into the final stage here tonight.
Yeah, the 37 of Dustin Really. We saw him win the coin flip and get the fan vote to get into this race. Not able to really make anything happen tonight. He really tried his damnedest, but ended up 25 laps down. Jonathan Osborne involved in a couple of accidents and finishing 12th. Rob Green in the 91. Another guy raced his way into this race, the All-Star race from the Last Chance Qualifier. Man, what an effort, but still not able to make anything happen tonight. Dave Maybury, oh man, he had his fans out there pulling for him, but man, Hot Rod just ran into some problems tonight, finishing 14th. Jeremiah Burt, same kind of situation, finishing 15th. Michael Everidge finishing 16th. And man, guys, this was one of those races that will kind of go down in M.TV AAA broadcasting history as one of the most fun that we've watched. I really had a blast. I don't know about you guys.
Oh, by far, I totally agree with that. And I know Turner, your cooler was stock full, doing a little bit of a double header here tonight, and with that Last Chance Qualifier, and then seeing the actual All-Star race right after that, man, that was some good fun.
Yeah, it was a blast. I mean, I had to switch to whiskey. It's like 5 degrees right now here on the Red River. Believe it or not, it's cold. So had a great time with y'all. You know, I make fun of English all the time, but I love him. Sorry, make fun of your train. But it was a really fun time.
You use the L word?
Yeah, I love both of you guys. You guys are.
Oh man! Oh,
It's the All-Star race. I want
realize.
to let the love flow. I'm tired of all the hate that's flowing through my body, so I got to get it out every once in a while.
Man, 2022 Turner is a new Turner.
Yeah,
man,
I'm changing.
telling you, he's changed, man.
Yeah, no more fights, guys. I've watched a yoga show with my old lady, and it's changed my perspective.
Well, I'll tell you other people that we do love. That's all of you guys out there hanging out with us week in and week out, enjoying every stream that we do. Man, we thank you all. Man, it's you guys seriously are the reason why we do this, hanging out, having some fun, watching some racing, and getting to talk with y'all, watching these guys go around in circles all day long, as well as a big love thank you to our sponsor, Ricky Wittenberg and his D&D Racing Graphics, for putting on some great events here in the Vigilante Racing League. I know he's put in a lot of work on that aspect, and he does some great paint jobs for these trucks. Man, like I said, at least half this field's running paints created by him. So if you like what you see, go check out Ricky Wittenberg on Facebook on that D&D Racing Graphics, because he puts in a lot of good work and makes some really good designs. And that goes hand in hand with his IRL business at the Keller Williams of Johnson City, Tennessee. You can contact him at 423-444-0454. If you need a realtor, whether it's in the Tennessee area or across the country, go give him a call, and he will either help you out directly or be able to get you in touch with a realtor, whether you're buying or selling a home, because that is something you do not want to do yourself. So go definitely give him some love over there. But on that note, this has been a great All-Star broadcast brought to you by M.TV and AAA Broadcasting. I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We're signing off.
We gone.
See ya.